This alone is like ridiculously inspiring to me. Wait, by doing nothing you can do so much? By making yourself do nothing, being peaceful, you can solve conflicts of all kinds. It's crazy, bro. That is really hard to comprehend, to be honest. But what is easy to comprehend is that women fucking figure it out already. You know, it's a good place to hide, if anything. If there's any sort of crisis, you just go do what women do, pretty much. But if you do want to do something, you can take my advice. The manly advice is you have to complete, not compete, not just poke something, but you have to complete it. Not 100%. That is even beyond completion. To complete a game, right, is to not necessarily finish it either. To complete a game is to like drain all the emotional value out of it and leave it as it is. Leave it in a playable state. Don't get like rage quit nonsense and delete everything. That also doesn't work. Don't leave it behind if it's useful, all that simple stuff. So far we're making some progress, I guess. So I put a little bit of a rant. I don't like Elon Musk vibes. I don't like people getting stuck in the toilet and not understanding that I have to download the game, I have to commit, and then I could continue committing. Maybe once a month I have to re-download a new version or whatever. But if there's nothing, then let's not fucking talk about it anymore. Like, it's fucking stupid. If there's not even like a video, let's just not talk about it. It's a disappointment. But I'm telling you, 2024 is that special time when we're gonna talk about all this failed nonsense. Promises that you can't keep because you're not keeping them already. Like, you can't fucking create a relationship out of promises. It's pointless. Like, people have to move on. There's no way around it. By the way, drama might have happened, but you still have to understand what it's all about. And for me to be able to capture all of this stuff while it was going down, 20 episodes, there's definitely enough material to think about in a neutral perspective. And you have to constantly neutralize the Jax film's attempt to, you know, approach you and trash you with ideas that Sniper Wolf is actually doing something wrong. Well, but let's say, you know, flip the tables and maybe you're doing something wrong. No? I felt like Jax film's content was not even watchable in the first place. And yet he complains about other people's content. That's where shit fucking hits the fan. And it's all over the place. Like, just at least prove that this is watchable content, bro. That you're not making mistakes of your own. And you don't need help. And you're not desperately asking for help, basically. And he can turn things around if he works hard enough. Because now there is a lot of shit. You know, you have to work hard when there's shit in your room, bro. Like, remove the shit. It's hard work. It's the hardest work you will ever find in life. Remove the shit in your room and establish actual expectations. Sniper Wolf's content is to be praised and not to be fucking shamed. It's ridiculous, man. But it is what it is, my friend. In fact, this is one of the bites out of Jax films that we're gonna take. Okay, so with Selena in the way, she's gonna finally use her superpower of shaking hands with people. Yeah. Like, simple things can be superpowers. I swear, if you do it smart enough, if the timing is right, it's gonna work out pretty well. So, yeah. These are handshakes, these are tails, so to speak. I can take one right now as an example. Coding. I have coding in here? Fucking weird. I don't respect it, so I'll drag it. Drag 1 point out of it and burn it. And it all goes to Selena because she's trying to get 30,000. But we're gonna go beyond, above and beyond, until all the tails are gone. And the episode generation closes. And every single episode is gonna be released one day between each other. I will still release regular content that is not scheduled in any way, that is fresh off the boat. But I want to see what happens to my channel when I do this specific trick.
Then in 2016,
what happens if I establish an expectation that you're going to get something every single day at a very specific time as well? Will you open your mouth? I talked about military service. And very cool way to avoid it is not only to do nothing, but simulate conflict and resolutions to conflict. Then when people project simulations of conflict to you and try to drag you in to one of those of like, well, solve it for us now, and I'm like, then you're gonna be like in the position of like, well, I solved it for myself. I'm not gonna solve it for you for free. You have to pay me to do it. You know, like, you will position yourself in a, first of all, on a platform where you're being asked. I actually cannot do dots anymore. This is so funny. Because things disappear. Nothing happens. My goodness. So the idea is, right, to have a prize, to be more expensive, to have an identity of some kind, not just allow yourself be manipulated. There has to be a little bit of price, just like with the idea of the medication line or whatever. So waiting in line doesn't work. But also, doing nothing at all, as it's defined, it's a little bit questionable. The next step is, if there is any, because number 3 fucking sucks, and you have to go to number 4 eventually. So there's 2 steps of some kind. But step 3 is to refuse. And I would say step 4 is name a prize. Think about a prize. Slowly and surely, you know, the first prize is think, right? Think very carefully. That's the price that they have to pay, is to let you think. And if thoughts don't come in, I mean, like, I guess generate me thoughts. Ask them questions, or ask them to ask questions, or whatever it takes for you to think enough about it. You know, you want to spend time with it. But you don't have to reveal all the tricks just yet. Just like Monica fucking made me think over and over again of like, what the fuck is going on? And technically it's her way to toy with me. It's her way to throw her energy and just confuse the shit out of me. But at the same time, it is still a commitment in her part, and I have to appreciate it. Yeah, refuses a different level of X. It's one of those Twitter type of X's. It kind of looks like a crude little bird. I mean, they should have just turned a bird into an X. If it's almost there, bro. It's almost there. It could have still remained Twitter, bro. It's not that difficult. Holy shit. I just realized, you know. Just let people think. And let yourself think. That's your prize. So now, you ignore the line. You do nothing. You don't overwork yourself. This is how you deal with evil. In the first place, you do the opposite of what normally you would do with good things. Evil requires you to not align yourself with social constructs that are being abused right now. In fact, I do feel like there's evil somewhere. Evil, you know? You just like remove this and all of a sudden it's evil. Maybe the only thing that evil wants you to do is to stand in line so it doesn't look like this. So you're standing right here. So let's double check. Like you're standing here, potentially. Potentially. Evil does not get to see itself in the mirror. And then do nothing. Work is required for you to do, well, fuck that shit, bro. And when people demand you to do things and blackmail you and do all kinds of tricks, well, you continue refusing that shit. It's not a protest. You don't ask other people to join your refusal. You just do the thing. It's the easiest thing to do. It's the most simple thing to do. Asking other people to do favors for you when they can refuse you as well, that's pointless. Maybe they have a reason for not refusing. You will never know. But if they resonate, if they come up to you and it's like, well, let's relate of what we're doing here. And obviously, I've already explained this super S, bro. Alright, the prize. The little coin thing. Well, if we went this far with evil, and it's trying its best to provoke you into doing something, into contributing to evil, well, let me think what I can do. And maybe you will generate some kind of coin for that evil. Because evil still has to, like, put effort, so you just kind of pay for that shit. Say, well, I'll pay you for your efforts. And then you're basically teaching evil to do efforts. It's a pretty good principle. In fact, that's probably where principle as a word comes from. Except, shit. Or prince first. You get prince. And then principle. Principal, boys. Principal, boys. Cool stuff. Yeah, so those two events are, like, combined now. But they're going to be separate and continue on until a conclusion is drawn. Because we don't know what to do with Mr. Beast. What the fuck is happening? I shuffle it twice and it spits out Jimmy anyways. So annoying. We have reached 900. Or 9 times multiplier. Which is rare enough, especially for the start of the day. Now I can use Jewel as well. Well, this formula reminds us that all the works are pretty simple. all the jobs, everything you work on. You're not supposed to exhaust yourself in that sense. And slowly but surely, you're gonna do more than most people. If you just focus on your life. And what you can do for yourself. Because you are different than other people. And you have different needs. And they can't be projected that easily. And if you have a self-thinking head, holy shit, you don't want to sacrifice that at all. Yeah, right now I'm playing this shit. It's kind of interesting. It's nice to have something in the background being played for a long time. Wordle has been around for a long time, but I never picked it up. And now I'm like, well, I guess I shove it in my face. But it's nice to have collected a pack of hints and seeing other people play this thing first, you know. Scapegoats. Yeah, some people are pretty interesting players. I'm not gonna... What the hell is going on? Here's how Handshake is gonna work. With the blue ones, if I know what it is, then I have to give 1 point. If I don't, I get 1 point. For Selena, that is. With the green ones, if I respect a person, I'll give 1 point. Yeah, Elder Scrolls Legends not fucking working today, it seems like. It's a special day. Yeah. Can't play a single game. Okay, that's cool. We're at 57 power level. I don't... Is it cosplay nonsense? I don't know. That one I do know. We're actually losing points. Selena. What's going on? No. Stop shaking hands with people.
Scoring a leading role alongside Robin Williams. JoJo was even offered the role of Hannah in Hannah Montana, but declined it as she didn't really see herself playing a high school pop star.
Jesus Christ. That's a big fucking twist. And after a sleep, I was actually able to get something vivid out of this. I'll tell you guys. Mr. Beast buys, like, for a video, fucking 10% of a city, almost like Chicago, like some kind of like plots of land or whatever. I believe the multiplier was at 9.6, now it's a little bit lower. We're gonna get it back. It depends how long I can go without sleeping. Shit, I got a flashback. And this is very interesting. So in Discord, in general, in like social situations, the first level of things, let's say there's a group of people and you're winning the group of people and you're getting attention. It's always going to be negative when you just like stand out of nowhere. Because they're trying to trash your reputation. Everyone's going to be uncomfortable. Like, why is this guy standing out? It's almost like a normal response, but it is a fucking NPC response. It's disrespectful. So you stand out and they start trashing you. They call you weird names that you don't actually should care about it because you don't know the definitions. Something that stands out is like a troll. And I like, look, tell me what a fucking troll is. What it is. How did I offend you? Blah, blah, blah. Like, now, I guess I'm guilty of something. And it's just bullshit. That shit is just bullshit. It's just a way to, like, get authorities' attention. The final say of society, basically. And if if they get that, I mean, technically they win. Collectively. I guess. Or they at least, no, they press a reset button. It's like, oh, I don't like the winner. They at least get to do that. I mean, congratulations. Congratulations. Alright, gotta do some hard stoning, but like, holy shit. Ranked bronze stand is pretty fucking intense. It literally skipped the fucking thing. You gotta be shitting me. This is 2 health. Is this really happening right now? Is he gonna play second and third minion? I mean, technically. Okay, I get my shit back. Fucking cancer, bro.
Presentation is everything.
That's pretty sweet. I sucked in his Borkler so cheaply. He does have 70 Borklers, so I don't know, bro. We're halfway there, maybe. Damn. I guess I would just go for it. It still takes a little bit of time. I can bounce this. I can bounce that. Maybe we... Oh, come on. I can't bounce anything because it's fucking enemy. We're in a losing streak with Hearthstone. Like, literally fucking rank bronze 10. It's this fucking difficult to win games. There's so much fucking scammery going on, it's insane. But it's good. Good for the brand, good for the heat. Reach like 150 points of heat and I will leave this thing alone. Oh, fucking cancer, man. Lo and behold, it's the blood decay that gives me stars. I could have never guessed, bro. One more game. This is in the background. Finally, I've watched everything, except for this Scibidi toilet thing. Very important. 69, guys. Slowly recovering. It seems like back to normal. I guess let's renew the drama thing. And check everything Jax Films is doing. I'm still not evaluating anything, even though it's kind of a cool thing to do. But right now it's too much pressure. I just want to get on with this. As far as we're gonna go, again, there's this many steps. Yeah, past this point I probably should know the people that I'm summoning. But it's hard to tell at the moment. I guess this one's full. So we're just gonna dump it. Not here, it's more respectable. Don't stay in line, Matrix. Don't stay waiting for something. Another cool thing is that women might reject you again, like nice guys finish last, because nice guys are hard to find. Alright. Which means the women are gonna pick like the easy choices, the safe ones, right? But not really like successful. Not like powerful choices, just something that amplifies them or keeps them intact. Something that's easy to decide, right? Easy upgrade for their lives. in a way. So, you shouldn't be fooled by not being chosen, so to speak. I don't even feel like people have capacity to choose or communicate their feelings. So, like, whatever to me now. I don't even want to be nice anymore. Like, they don't deserve that shit from me. That's only for a very, very special person. And I know everyone is needed in society. It's just a no-brainer. You can't just fucking throw people away. You get many benefits from enabling people to the fullest extent. They're gonna share some stuff with you most of the time. Like, not being enabled is just the dumbest thing. It's just people couldn't figure out what the problem is. And maybe the problem is just there's too many children with too big of mouths right now. Fucking analogy to the fucking shit that is screaming constantly below me, basically. Adults don't do that. Adults don't have desires to fucking rule the world, apparently. But they communicate in much more disgusting, elaborate ways. More violent in a way. So there's no difference between children and adults when we're talking about evil. It only gets worse, not better. A screaming child you might be able to actually run away from. But a fucking upset adult? Yeah. That one's tough. Like, they would love this shit. But they just can't afford it. Most of them. They just can't. It's the valley moment. There's the valley and it's like, well, I'm not gonna cross it and try to achieve the nice person in my life. In fact, they throw dirt at you, basically. They fucking blockade access to you. Saying that, oh, he's a very dangerous person. I have decided, you know, like that sort of fucking bullshit. That is insane. That is insane to deal with in general. Where you just, again, doomed to suck up the blame because they're just gonna run away immediately. Do as best as they can to fucking throw shit at you and run away. It's like, what? And I don't do none of this stuff. It's like, what? I never even learned about this stuff. It is a very big question of, like, what kind of decision making is that? Right? This violent decision making. Because we are talking about evil after all. This is why you win Discord. You're too nice, so you have to leave. Very quickly, people discover that you're too good for them. And you gotta take the bait and fucking fight your way out of that shit. Hole. At some point, you do so much work that you deserve to be noticed, right? If you're not noticed, then these people don't deserve anything to do with you in the first place. And if you have done enough work, then there's a lot of things to be deserved or be desired when it comes to your presence in general. So, it's a big question here. What's going to happen next? Because now I'm going to be passive. I'm not just going to jump into random discords. I'll do my own thing in my own private space. And it's still, technically, gonna resemble work. That's not gonna stop. In my private space, I do the most work, technically. It's just, in public spaces, I will not be able to showcase that shit anymore. But YouTube algorithm does pick up on those valuables. So, I'm not too upset about my situation. And again, if there's a reason for me to relate to celebrities or very powerful people that you visibly see, I mean, I'll take that shit. Anytime. Who wouldn't take that? Relatability. That's why I'm able to hold YouTube CEO status. For now. There's no pressure. Selena has been actually dumping way too many points and not getting anything back. These guys are catching up slowly.
Protein is protein.
10x multiplier. Super fast. How many times has this been achieved? Seems like 7 other times. I might actually unlock the red circle. Or all power puffs. Power 4. Today. That would be pretty cool. Since I haven't even decided what the power is supposed to be. Red. I mean, just hearts. Let's see, one after the other tries to achieve 200%. By claiming all powers. Since I can't actually achieve hearts in the power ring, there's no way I can do that. There's no way I'm gonna get the heart superpower, but that's fine. Okay. And maybe we're gonna unlock a new generation. Just a little mini game of summoning power puffs. Because I have to use them somehow. I have to use them in a sentence. Raren's channel barely 2 years old. Almost 3, I would imagine, but that's pretty crazy stuff. What do you mean I am done, though? We can click a special button, so I had to try that one. It's crazy. It's not even an old channel. Did he delete something? Yeah, it is a big question, right? How a customer should be treated. The customer's always right. Yeah, there's one problem. Customer always have to pay money to be a customer, first of all. Then he can't really complain about shit unless he's like dangerous. We just force feed that so they like maybe don't do anything crazy and don't distract the workers, right? But overall, if you can handle customers, they're not always right. Like they have to pay for what they ask for. And if they demand more things or demand to remind you like, oh, it's always right. But there's also has to be price for everything. So you have to always listen to the customer and figure out the price. We already talked about it, but after all, we talk about that price. If you pay, I mean, that's cool. You can be as evil as you want in that sense. But if you're just a generic customer, then fucking act as a generic customer. There are still expectations and you're not supposed to be exceptional. You know, Karens are not supposed to be treated with respect after all. So, yeah, you break the expectation like you're a hard customer. You're on a different category. And I was dealing with that shit. At some point I had to try and break down the whole puzzle. Is customer always right? Are we just gonna like accept this saying over and over again?
Right. There's gotta be a correlation. Like, more trashy talk, the smaller the brain. Or like, you know.
Come on, man. I trash talk sometimes. But technically it is super true if, like, you start a conversation with trash talk and it's just a self-defense reflex. You have nothing to offer. Like, it's pretty fucking obvious. I forgot to activate the drama, which are drama snacks after all. These are very important. If Sniper proves herself to be powerful, which is and resistant to drama, or prove some kind of points, which she constantly does, is just like, fucking unplug your ears. Not everything has to be like a direct response. Although it is fucking weird how you can paint her as a villain with a doxing thing. But even that is not working, unfortunately. In favor of anyone else but her. No! The invader from the fire ring. I have to watch the thing because he showed up. Logan Paul, bro. Can he show up and glitch the system? Nope. But he's in there. He's in there, boys. Alright, I guess I have to watch it. Let's summon him anyways. How deep is he? Okay, here we go, boys. What the fuck's going on? That
was brilliant fraud.
The scariest part is that it's a 2-hour video, so they're gonna get some points for that one.
As a kid.
The not so scary part is that King of Nothing is covering drama exclusively. Everybody hates, of course. Ugh. I watched one of these videos, it seems like. This shit has evolved specifically with the rice gum, bro. Or you can say with the Jake Paul. Which is also annoying because I probably have to watch the thing as well. If I watch the first thing. Now this one is pretty recent. I guess that's retaliation. Look at that. We had to watch some fucking ridiculous length videos.
Logan Paul was bad when it comes to crypto.
Where do you live? I want to know.
Alright, let's see how I will handle this sort of content. I do watch at higher speeds. That helps. But this one requires a little bit of a quality check, I think.
The project's publicly available.
You know what's funny about King of Nothing? He's not even a king. You know. That's his name. Good luck with your journey. But potentially trashing Sniper Wolf is gonna backfire instantly.
Because you don't know.
I think Logan Paul is justifiable in one particular way. He still owes the money. He still did the damage. But when damage is being done in the world, when there's scams being run, Logan Paul knows how to be the front runner of that shit to make things worse faster and get the money for it. Because if you run something to the ground faster and people lose confidence in cryptocurrency in general or shit coins, when you do that faster, when normally it would have taken a lot longer and a lot of more people would have gotten sucked in, I mean, that's a respectable move to make in a way, but you'll still have to pay for it. So I don't know. Will he go to jail eventually? Because it is getting tiresome to most people, I would imagine. No one in Ring of Fire is safe by any means. I was just designing this to defeat Mr. Beast.
Down 99%, and it just
I hate the 99% thing that's always being thrown around. You gotta talk in X's, my friends. You know, I'm not suggesting anything, but you gotta talk in X's. In fact, maybe Elon Musk did bought a pretty interesting letter. Yeah. X's, you divide and multiply with that shit. Like, for fuck's sake. So 99% only means 100x. It's garbage, bro. Mr. Beast is not 100x more popular than I am. Alright? So when something becomes successful and it tags, I want to know the exact number of x's.
anyone now even tries to say that Logan has changed positively in any possible way since the Japan incident, people can just point to all of the undeniable scams that I've just outlined.
Again, yeah, there's no necessarily positive change. It's just, he's still there. He's still doing the thing. I mean, that's the only positive change there is. And again, just highlighting scams and sitting on top of them and sucking or suckering the losers who have way too much money. I mean, fuck it, bro. Chaos is chaos, bro. Like, this guy's addicted to that. You can tell that much. Yeah, there's a difference between a creeper that throws something out of nowhere, bro. Just throws a tiny thing out of nowhere. Just like Selena is like, follow, unfollow. Toys with her fans and causes drama, whatever. That's a creeper mentality. Like, with tiny things you can do big things. Here, fucking Logan Paul just fucking jumps into the pool of madness. And the edgiest of edges, bro. He's the edgelord of fucking narcissist, basically. He finds something edgy to promote. Let's fucking go, basically. Let's just jump into the fire. Let's open Oblivion gates. Let's let criminals run loose. So we can scam a bunch of people. Ha ha ha. There's no remorse. It's just like, well, it's edgy. It's cool. You know, from his perspective, at the very least. And since I'm not a victim, I honestly don't care. People don't care about me, so can't help it but not to care.
I think you're an amazing.
In Europe, let me tell you a story where I found Logan Paul and Jake Paul personalities. You want to take a guess? Fucking orphanage. Yeah, where kids get left behind. These personalities are so fucking edgy and so out of control that they don't deserve even having parents. You know, they just have to, like, do whatever it takes to survive. And in Europe, it's very difficult to survive, unfortunately. So, I don't know what these guys are doing anymore. They're out of the picture, I would imagine.
To pretend to be someone who he's not. And as a result of this, nothing about Logan or his personality is unique in any possible way.
That's fucking stupid thing to say. Now, when he's throwing insults, he's missing most of the time. This not king boy.
He is not.
Like, to even throw this insult is very difficult because you have to show at least one example. If you seeing like a personality over and over again and it's not unique enough for you, you need examples. And again, when someone sits on top of a leaderboard of like influencers, it's very difficult to talk about them not being unique or stupid. Like, it's just impossible for this guy to land a single insult properly. Can I land a... I don't need to land an insult. This fucking picture would be an insult to his existence. You don't need to work hard for it, unfortunately. You can just turn him into a monkey but a very smart, intelligent, but still monkey that you want to stay away from, because too savage, bro. That's a fucking insult, I'll tell you that much.
views like Andrew's behind a reasonable TOS and out in the open where they can be refuted and unchecked and can grow in the shadows due to the Streisand effect. As the
Relax, bro. Andrew Tate cannot be more popular. And he was popular because it was easy to hate him. But not easy to understand why he's so outrageous, right? What gives him so much self-esteem that he can just say the most fucking vile things to women, but at the same time he was like smart. And once you understand that he's like pretty smart and he crafted a very elaborate labyrinth in his mind to be able to trash women and run away in his fucking safety bunker as the nukes drop of hatred all around him. You know, as he steals women from other men, he has to come up with some fucking labyrinth in his brain, some kind of puzzle that other men just can't fucking solve and fathom.
with Logan.
And you know, it starts with like, come and get me, fools. It's a competition. But is it really, Andrew Tate? Is it really competition? Because we can come up with any kind of rules then, if it's competition. The rules can change anytime. And there's no such thing as anarchy, my friends.
Human being.
The only time there is anarchy if you sit there comfortably alone in your jail cell, just like I do. It's anarchy. Anyone who comes here, they have to obey by my rules. I dictate pretty much. If they come too close. And I am also very honorable, so I'll make sure the rules are fucking smooth and not hurting anyone. But somehow that hurts everyone. Well, fuck you then, you know. If I put effort and it still hurts people, or people don't want to be near me for long enough to appreciate me, fuck that shit, you know. Like, I've done everything I can. And the world just doesn't work. It just gives me sand instead of potatoes. That would be nice.
Definition of projection. If it weren't for social media, this guy would be flipping pre-owned vacuums in Westlake, Ohio. Logan has zero self-awareness and no emotional intelligence, and as someone who's had to watch dozens of hours of Impulsive, it's honestly incredible to see him obsessing over the potential legacies of other grown adults while knowing for a fact that his legacy has been cemented.
Dozen Impulsive episodes, probably 24 hours, which is this. For him, Logan Paul has more influence than on me. Lol. That's what it takes, though. It takes commitment to try and expose a fool. Okay. And potentially the same problem occurs over and over again, just like with Jack's films. If you find someone who you think is awful, we have to shift our focus from the awful people to better people, hopefully. If we can't do that, then we're just gonna bitch and moan. You know, that our game is not working properly. We just have to highlight good stuff, like just with the Reynad situation as well. Okay, he's not releasing the fucking game fast enough. Fuck this guy. Who is making a good game? Who's making progress? Because there's a lot of game developers in the world. Alright, he's not the only one. But he fucking outshadows everything that's going on. I don't get to actually listen to proper stories. The highlights. This is why you do the good with the bad. Or bad with the good. Like, okay, I learned the bad part. What do I do about it? Right? And you can just throw a bunch of facts, and it's just gonna flop. The whole video.
To wait a week.
Funny enough, he calls himself Logan Polar anyways. Which is fucking mental, right? Like, the fuck? You should probably shun yourself away from this dude. How can you handle such a hot topic at this point? How can you separate the good from the bad, is the question. Without identifying and throwing proper insults, I don't know, bro. I'm a Logan Paul. See, I didn't just say, like, this fucking 24 hours thing they invested into Logan Paul, which is just the tip of the iceberg. Is big, like, nah, this guy is a little bit too deep in the deep end, which is weird, man. Now we're getting the fucking weird territory. I don't even want to fucking watch this shit. Boring.
The pick me final boss has arrived. This is
Okay, that one's good. Good introduction. It is the final boss.
People who defend her are literal children and the simps that buy her atrocious.
Yeah, it's not gonna fly, unfortunately. You're gonna be eaten by drama very quickly. Every time you fucking misfire.
The fact of the matter is, she's too evil to continually succeed, and people are finally starting to notice.
Well, I mean, people are growing awareness that they need power and they have to borrow it from good people more, because it's easier to borrow it from good people. But people are not so quick to fucking judge Jack's films, even though he has absolutely no content, you know, creating capacity to judge anyone else. Like, he just doesn't have it. Just because you put effort doesn't mean that your final words aren't absolute garbage. Doesn't mean that, like, Bingo was not a revolutionary, some kind of thing. He's just kind of switching off YouTube career into streaming, which is amazing, you know. So, no. I'm sorry, bro.
Influential people.
Jackson was, like, if you become semi-streamer, you can't judge anyone, and you can't judge anyone through streaming. So you have to be more creative than that. And when you ask other people to make content for you, and the only thing you do is react, and then you attack react channels, that's hypocrisy, because I would rather, you know, choose which one I like. But he decides to create drama and say that he's the best one. I just disagree, unfortunately. And I have enough power to do so as well. Enough buttons on my board. And he's not the best. And he's going to be turned off very soon. 60% once it drains down to 25. It's game over for this guy.
Hasn't really demonstrated any sort of positive change since being arrested. And
The fuck are you even talking about? You're getting ahead of yourself, bro. Already, she was arrested, my friends. And that changes everything. Yeah.
put yourself in Leah's shoes. Imagine how mind-numbing it must be to be a 31-year-old human being who just describes TikToks for numerous hours a day, every single day, as a
seems fair to me. Whatever works. Whatever happened works. You don't know her life and what she likes to do with the money. Because that's, it's just a way to grind. It's what people care about. If that's what people wanted you to do, like, a lot of channels just grind that shit. So, unfortunately, like, you're not gonna find, like, crazy personalities that stand out and make unique content. If you want unique content, well, wait 1 month at a time for that shit to happen. Like, it just, come on, bro. Reasonable expectations, but honestly, it's just gonna be a fucking McDonald's, little Burger King boy for me. But it worked. For fuck's sake, man. Holy shit.
court. But enough about my...
Face reveal in court, he says. I mean, once I lean over towards the delete your channel button, yeah, you might want to reveal your face without court, actually. It's gonna be even cooler.
is just appalling.
Well, we tried as best as we can, and YouTube didn't fucking listen to our definition of content thief. Didn't quite fly, unfortunately. So we have no connection with authorities. What are we trying to prove to each other? Hmm? What are we doing here?
It's gonna be hard finding a job because I'm a criminal.
If you're in
Okay, that justifies 50% of whatever she's doing.
and showing up to the guy's home for making tame, charitable, and valid criticisms,
Yeah, so the definition has been proven to be invasive and annoying and constant rapid fire on one specific target. So also obsessive. Valid criticism. I mean, let's sugarcoat the fucking trash. I can't even watch the fucking video, to be honest. Because it just goes off a cliff immediately. But I love that fact. I'll give him all this thing. He can go fuck himself off a cliff as well. Yeah, I'm not impressed. Supports the most evil man. And then everybody hates Leah. Like, what the fuck is this hypocrisy of... It's visible. It's right there. I'm like, I'm a Logan Pauler. But Leah, you know, she have been in jail and stuff, guys. And we will never, ever forgive her for that. And she has never changed. Or whatever. It's like, what the fuck are we talking... How long have you been Leah's fan, bro? Or you just been digging into her past? You don't have the vibes for it to understand if she has changed or not. Like, what the fuck are we talking about? There's no positive light to it whatsoever. It's just such a fucking clown on YouTube. Where I would, you know, I would cherish the moment of just hovering over delete button of people like this shit. Makes better content than me, Mr. Beast. Yeah. Retardation into obliteration. I mean, holy crap. But this is like the general fucking rule of these idiots. They're just appealing to the audience. There's nothing to it. It's like, let me help you. Let me help you hate Sniper Wolf because I'm a very good hater, actually. Yeah, you learned from the best, am I right? Logan Pauler. Holy fucking crap. Hater and gaslighter. That's the personality of Logan Pauler. And eventually scammer. When he involves other people. As many hands as Selena shook, so far she's still at 100. Sniper Wolf actually took over. With all these snacks, I guess. Damn, it's hard to recover from garbage like that. Where do we go next? We shut down this video somehow. I'm not sure. Like, I've been battling this for like hours and hours. People don't need my help, you know. People don't want to stop hating on Sniper Wolf. It's just like, let's see what happens. And if people don't need my help, then they're not going to take anything from me. They're not even going to like my content. It's just like I'm getting in their way and I can't stop the mob alone. Is what it is. I don't know, bro. But I will still try to stop the mob just for self-esteem problems. Alright, so if you get in my way of me getting in your way, which is my way, then oopsie noodles, unfortunately. You're just going to be a view counter update on the most popular videos I've ever made in the first place. So, the joke is on you, you know. It's not because this is popular. It's because these videos have been the most popular and I have no control over that shit whatsoever. Alright? Because most of my content just flops. And potentially I'm semi-shadow banned. Who knows? But probably not. Probably I understand the issue. It's just tough content to appreciate. So, but I was still able to squeeze that shit. And I'm proud no matter how many haters that entails. So in the end, basically, we're all just stuck doing our own thing, and the best, biggest influencers are those who can do their own thing, unconditionally of how other people treat them. Obviously, you have to harvest the good stuff, the good treats, but the best treat is to sometimes not be treated. Because people will at least have to feel sorry for you. Like, at least, like, what the fuck has been going on? Like, why you have been turning off your brain and just turning into a monkey. Another savage monkey that only seeks self-pleasure and nothing else. There are win-win situations that people can harvest very easily. Very easily. Once they discover this, which is like, it's not a difficult discovery, it's just like, be social, you will understand the win-win power. But when you're sitting in front of a screen, you don't feel like there's a person in there, you know, trying to communicate to you personally. And if you don't feel that, it's very difficult to understand what we need from each other. If we're not social, if we're not respecting each other, if there's no bridge of communication, there's only hatred, I mean, oh well. But at least I tried. I put my thing in here. And I can call you a loser if you didn't even fucking receive it properly. You know, if it didn't bounce off your scalp. If there are people like that in the end of this video. I don't think so. But I would have at least someone to talk to about my newest endeavor of making this video. And since I don't have anyone to talk to whatsoever, it's still a pain in the ass. Hopefully this year is going to be different. And this fact is going to change significantly. But that is still just a hope. I will continue growing my ego and growing my skills and all that shit. And by the time people try to talk to me, they will talk to something else entirely, something that they can actually handle and doesn't crush them with one finger, so to speak. Because sometimes a ban, just click of a button, is a crush. A crush is something that you will never forget in your life. You have to respawn and you have to recover, and you will have scars for the rest of your life. That's what a crush is. There's definitions for everything. And I love that shit. There's many things you can do on your own, but to willingly put people in, you know, solitary confinements socially, that is fucked up. Like, this is going to backfire to a lot of people, unfortunately. I am fast. I went ahead of everyone else. I'll tell you that much. But that's no reason to, you know, do that. Dump my feelings. But now, from the bird's eye view, I can see the losers when they pop up. It's not that difficult. It's like, if you criticize someone that I care about, you probably don't have enough authority to win that criticism, that argument. If they showed up and spit in your face, you would just lose instantly. You know. But because a dog can bark and not be disciplined, they will continue barking. That's it. It's just a fucking dog that you listen to, and it's like, well, you have collected facts. The same way, just like React channels. React channels are the most honest type of channels. Commentary channels are less honest, because they sprinkle in an opinion, sprinkle in a leaning towards the favor of society, or whatever listeners trying to like understand. Obviously, drama sells, so you will always shit on people more than praise them. You know, if you are going to be an obsessive fan, no one's going to really care, actually, unless you like covering news and you're sort of like unbiased. I don't know. It's tough to say how an obsessive fan can create a fandom in the first place without deleting themselves entirely. out of the picture, so everything feels free. You know, that's the feeling that they're trying to manifest. The commentary channels, they try their best to manifest the feeling that it's free to hate a YouTuber. It's completely free. There's no consequences. And it's kind of stupid, you know. Like, you don't need to waste time. Wasting time is the biggest scam. Like, don't do that in your life. You always have to evaluate things that you're consuming. And hating on other people without good reasons, that just fucking falls flat. No matter how many facts you lay down, it just falls flat. Anyways, that is all, my friends. And there is no reason for me to be hated either, by all means. Like, there's zero reasons. Even if my content stinks, like, what do you want me to do about it? You have not paid a single fucking cent, a single comment. We haven't worked together in making my content better. You haven't even put 10% of the effort into this channel that I put, you know, in comparison. So what the fuck are we talking about? Of people being bitter towards me by default. But they have given themselves so much allowance towards hatred, towards being negative, so much allowance that they're losers again, unfortunately. You know, a hater or a negative person immediately gets attention, immediately gets all the recognition, but they don't know what to do with it. They just like the toys. Okay, then. You're gonna get my response and potentially gonna get a flush out of this fucking system in the first place. Just don't get a royal flush where it turns into a horror film instead of just the normal you're banned type of screenshots on your device. But yeah, like, someone has to fucking act as an authority figure. Someone has to translate to people what the fuck is going on, how people think in authority situations. YouTube is not determined, unfortunately, where it's leaning towards. Is it gonna crack? Is it gonna break? But the best thing you can do is try and help, you know. Try and support the system that actually helps you. So attacking creators is not exactly the best choice. If you're Logan Pauler and you attack your big boy, he's probably gonna shit in your mouth one day. I mean, just be careful with that. Like, there's so much hypocrisy. When people are wrong, like, or evil, you just detect hypocrisy over and over again. It's just too easy. But the fight goes on. We just touched Logan Paul. Maybe this is more spicy of a series than I thought it would be. So let's continue to episode 3. This is 3. Okay, 4. See you guys then.